Okay guys, welcome to the video. Today I'll be talking about how to pick an Arcana. With many new players, when they get into this game, for some reason, they can't pick an Arcana. Some players even can't even pick a character, which is a bit weird, but Arcanas, they're complicated, and it is the number one thing people get confused at before they even before they get into the game, they're already confused. They're like, the Arcana screen, 24 Arcanas, what the hell am I doing? So today we'll be talking about Arcanas and what you should do to pick them. Or well, make a good choice. So first, who is this for? This video is for new players struggling to pick an Arcana or are completely lost. So whether you're basically the same thing really. If you're completely lost, you're having difficulties picking Arcana, this video is for you. And it is for anybody who is unsure about their current pick. So maybe you've played for a bit longer, you've got a pick, but you're like, I don't know, man, maybe I should try something else, maybe? This is also for you. Although it's mainly for the first category of players because they need the most help. So first, let's talk about the problem. There are 24 Arcanas to pick from, all unique, all doing different things, all affecting a manner of things, such as the health that you have, the health the enemy has. They also affect the amount of meter you build, how you build it, the rate that it regenerates, the tools that you have, the passives that you gain while in Extend Force, the passives it has outside of Extend Force, the effects of the E attacks, right? And they're all unique. So with 24 Arcanas to pick from, that's a lot of information to think of at a time, And it can be really hard to just go, you know what, I'm gonna play this, and it working on the first try. It's really difficult. Like I had to go through 3-4 Arcanas before I was quite happy with the pick that I picked for certain characters. And for Nazna, one of the characters I play 3 or 4 depending on the matchup. So yeah, it can be quite difficult. You've got a lot of options here. The second one is, it's difficult to find information. Like, seriously, this game just has really shit info flow. Like, if you want to find something, it can be really difficult. So even if you wanted to look at what each of the 24 Arcanas did, you might have a problem finding out what they actually do. Like, we don't actually really know how blood even works. It's still a bit weird. And player inexperience and lack of knowledge. If you are new at this game, chances are you don't even know what you want. And if you don't know what you want, and you don't know what the Arcanas do, and there's a lot of Arcanas, it is incredibly difficult to make a good choice. So, that is the problem. And you're just gonna sit there and be like, I don't have no fucking clue what I want to do. So, the next part, step 1. Okay. So you're new to the game, or you're not new to the game, and you realize, I want to play this character, I need to pick an Arcana, I don't know what to pick. First, you want to select a starting point. So these are the 2 learning methods that not methods, but more like 2 starting points. It's called learning from bottom up or top down. That's or top down. Okay, and this is just a starting point, right? First, I'm going to explain bottom up. And the reason, actually, before I do that, the reason why it's important to pick a starting point is because you're going to go from one Arcana and just bounce to another one until you get to one that you are comfortable with. And it will let you try a lot of Arcanas on the way. But first, you need to pick a starting point. You can't just pick one randomly. You just pick one out of the hatch and you just get, like, punishment. I don't know, whatever character you want to play. Bottom up. For bottom up, what you want to do is you want to start... That is the wrong pen. Step 1 for bottom up is you start from well-rounded. I say step 1. There isn't actually that many different steps. How do you spell beginner? beginner Arcana. Okay. You start from well-rounded beginner Arcana. People would normally suggest these then. They will suggest love. Okay. They will suggest flower. They will suggest sacred. And they would maybe, depending on who you talk to, they will also suggest tier. Now, the benefit from starting from bottom up is you get an Arcana that is most likely going to work in some way. Okay? And it will give you a nice overview of like the game. So you won't have like super stupid gimmicks, or you won't have any like really nasty, grimy tech that you have to learn. You just get a nice, well-rounded set of tools, you know? Like, Love has a very good amount of meter gain, has a good burst recovery, recharges fairly fast, good stats. It also has really standard, really easy to understand tools. Same for the rest of them, really. The only one being Tier and Flower, because Flower has kind of weird stats, but it has really great extend force stats. And Tier, who has very bad tools, has amazing extend force stats as well. You could either start bottom up or you can start top down. If you start top down, okay, what you do is you copy. I'll say I'm gonna put it in brackets. A top player pick. When you copy a top player pick, right? Like maybe you just go on YouTube, right? You look at some match videos for your character, which you may have done already. You just use what Arcana they use. Chances are, if this is a high level video or a video that looks like they know what they're doing, chances are that Arcana works in some degree for that character, and it is playable for that character. It may not be the Arcana that you want to play, but you copy something that a top player plays, and then you deviate from that. So bottom up, you pick something very standard, then you deviate from that really standard beginner Arcana, or you copy a top player pick and then you deviate from that instead. So for example, if I played Konoha and I copied a top player pick, I could pick Wind, which is what Tokibito plays. Or if I wanted to start from bottom up, I could pick Love Konoha, Flower Konoha, Sacred Konoha, Tier Konoha. Yeah, sure. Those all work pretty well as well. But these are the starting points. So first step one, choose a starting point. Very important. Or select a starting point. Step 2, play the goddamn game. Now that you've played it, now that you've picked an Arcana, play the goddamn game. Play it against somebody near around your level or somebody better than you. And when you play, while you're playing the game, maybe it's a good idea to record your videos, because you might want to watch them back, because you'll be using this experience to do the next step. Think about what. Oh, wait. Wow. Damn. I'm rubbish. This is okay. Let me just add the red here. Think about what you feel you would have liked to have in those previous matches, and would you give up your current pick for it? Now, this one here is a little bit weird. For now, just say yes, because you're trying to find out what your Arcana pick is, and you've probably just started with one Arcana so far, so it's good to experiment. Think about what you would feel like to have. What I mean by this is, say for example, you do an Arcana pick, right? And you feel, let's say you did Time Kamui, okay? Time Kamui, this is what Archer plays, is very strong. Time itself has a bunch of very polarizing strengths and weaknesses. So one of the weaknesses is that it builds meter incredibly slowly. Now, what you do is after you play your games, and say you, for example, whatever Arcana you picked, you have something that you're unsatisfied with or dissatisfied with. So maybe you'll pick Arcana, be like, I really want more Oki. You know what I mean? I want more setups. I want more mix-ups. Maybe I want more projectiles, stronger projectiles for zoning. Maybe I want more meter gain. Maybe I want a burst more often. Think about what you would feel like, what you would like to have. Okay. And would you give it up for it? Yes. Just for now, say yes. Next step. Why is this? There it is. Find the Arcana with the stuff you want. Ask stronger players. Chances are, if you come up with a problem, a problem in your head, and it's like, I really would like some more zoning here. You probably don't know what Arcana to pick to achieve that. Ask a player; they will probably answer correctly. Maybe, hopefully they do. But always get advice from other players. It's always useful. For example, maybe I pick time, and I say, you know what? I want more meter. I'll go into the Discord or whatever chat rooms you're in or whatever, Twitter, whatever social media, YouTube. Ask someone, yo, I'm currently playing Time Kamui. I would like to pick an Arcana pick with more meter, with a working 6D, and hopefully you get a response. And after you get your response, you go to the next step. You try the Arcana out and find out any character specific tech for that Arcana and character. So what you do is, let's say I said Time Kamui, and then someone's like, yeah, if you want more meter, you should play Love Kamui or Tier Kamui. I pick it, I go into training mode, try out the tools, see if there's any character specific techniques I can figure out, or if somebody else can help figure out. This is another thing as well. If you don't know any, okay, if you are confused, ask a stronger player, or more knowledgeable. More knowledgeable is fine too, because it doesn't really matter if they're actually stronger, just as long as they know how to play the game. If you're confused and you need some guidance, ask a stronger player at this point as well. Maybe you picked up Dark of some character like Dark Akane, and it's like, oh man, I need what do I do with Dark Akane? They'll hopefully teach you a bunch of Akane tech. After step 5, and so you've picked another Arcana, you're trying out the stuff. Wow, okay. You go back to step 2. I think it's step 2. Yeah, you're right to step 2. So I think this is step 2, yes. And when you go back to step 2, it says play the goddamn game. And after you play the goddamn game, you go back to step 3. And this keeps on looping until you actually get to a point where, you know what, I'm pretty happy with this Arcana pick. Eventually you'll get there. The other thing that could happen is you're not happy with any Arcana pick, and instead you just want to play a whole wide variety depending on what you need at the time, which is also one of the better ways to play this game right now. You can go for pure character Arcana mastery, but it's also pretty good to go, I'm playing this character and I'll use these sets of Arcanas versus these kinds of characters. I will use time against this character, I will use blah blah blah, and so on. And that is what I would do, and what I think you guys should do if you don't know what Arcana to pick. Just follow the steps, go through. So, as a quick summary, step 1, select a starting point. Okay, whether it be bottom up or top down. Okay. Also, at this point of the video, or of the steps, so step 1, if you don't know what a well-rounded beginner Arcana is or a top player pick is, again, ask a stronger player. Step 2, play the game. Step 3, after you play the game, look back and say, or rather think to yourself, what would you have liked to help you in that match? Find the Arcana with the stuff that you want for step 4. Try the Arcana out and learn it. Find any character specific techniques or tech or whatever. Any setups or anything. Go back to step 2. And that is how I would go about picking Arcana. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope that that's been useful for you guys. Thank you.